To order, this is a work session of the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Seaside Park, State of New Jersey, held on Thursday, August 20th, 2026, advertised for 7 p.m. pursuant to the provisions of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting the notice of the meeting for publication to the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 2nd, 2026. Notice of the meeting of the governing body also has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Condos? Here. Councilmember Connor?
Here.
Councilmember Kraft?
Here.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Here.
Councilmember Toth?
Here.
Council President Wilk?
Here.
Mayor Pearson?
Here.
Thank you.
The item 4 for informational purposes is a copy of the New Jersey Supreme Court case in which the borough's position was upheld. And I believe everyone's looked at that or heard of it, etc. And it affirmed what the law is.
Too premature.
And I know related to that, we've gotten the green light and have a resolution for action tonight, 226-324. That's a resolution of the town authorizing a change order number 1 to the contract with Greg Lurch Demolition Excavating LLC for Desert Palm Inn demolition, and it references the amount, which is over the amount originally, but not over sufficiently so as to trigger rejection or rebidding. So that's the good news of that as well. It's the $257,409 amount. And it references then JAC, the section of the administrative code, the change order itself, which goes to the less than the 26 or 20% contract amount, and authorization is sought from the governing body for what had been authorized in the past, at least once.
Yeah.
Do we need anything else on that?
No, Mayor.
Anything from council? You've got the
No.
paperwork, I believe, as well.
Yeah, this is great. The sooner the better.
Yes.
I'll join Jason on Monday, 1:30, for the meeting to move forward.
On Monday?
Monday, 1:30.
Amidst
Forward
it?
to it. Been waiting for quite some time.
2.5 years. Nobody's counting.
But the contractor believes he can mobilize in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, that's good.
Perfect timing.
We'll know better Monday.
Anything else on that? The work session item, which this had been referenced in several meetings in the past, and it's generated a number of complaints from public, general complaints about, and what triggered it was the state statute had recently been amended. I believe this deals with e-bike regulations, and we have, just for discussion purposes, our current section of the Seaside Park Code, the definitions, and then several of the towns had acted very recently in response to the change in the state law and the code. I understand there's still some problems with the state, but I don't know, maybe Steve has some updates, something with the registration, the DMV, or whatever, the Commission of Motor Vehicles wasn't yet in sync, but I don't know if that's still the case. But at any rate, it's obviously the motorbikes or motorized bicycles, in all likelihood, we would never want permitted on the boardwalk for any reason. We have a bicycle ordinance, but This deals with the operation of the motorized bikes throughout the community, and that they must be in compliance with various registration requirements and the like, and operation in accordance with the Title 39, the Motor Vehicle Code. This is really just up for discussion. I know it's come up a couple times, whether the committee wants to dig into it more, or the council, whatever anyone's pleasure is, gives some requirements of that other town. The one that we have, I think it came up in Bayhead and Point Beach. This one's Bayhead.
Mhm.
So it's really for everyone's general information.
I noticed, unless I missed it, it doesn't address the motorized bikes going in the opposite direction of normal traffic flow.
Yeah, which is a major problem, and because they go so fast, and you're not expecting it when you're looking out at the end of court.
Or
You look in one way and they're coming
Yeah.
the other. Well, it's the same with bicycles.
No, yeah,
They're
that's
supposed to
right.
follow the traffic pattern of
Yeah.
a car.
Yeah.
But,
Yes.
I mean, Bayhead I thought was pretty good, but,
Yeah, I like Bayhead's one.
yeah. But it seemed to be missing that, but I don't know if
Yeah.
that's being too harsh or not.
Bayhead's was very comprehensive, very detailed, which when you read through it, I mean, they didn't
Yeah,
miss
lots of
hardly
good
anything.
points.
I just
Lots
want
of orange,
Huh?
lots of oranges.
Yeah, green, I went with green. So, I'm just kinda wondering, because now there's so many motorized things, there's skateboards now, there's the one-wheeled skateboard that are motorized and things like that. Now, I know they can't get up to some of the speeds, it appears they go pretty fast anyway. But I think we should, list those for at least the public spaces too, like the boardwalk and everything else. I don't think we would want an electronic skateboard or the one wheel, because when I read through this, I think,
Yeah, it shouldn't apply to that.
yeah. So we should include like that also,
Mm.
and be more comprehensive with that. And I believe that when you say boardwalk, when you see where it's listed, it's under, like public, space here or whatever, and they list, I think I have that over there.
Yeah, 139-10, right?
Yeah, boardwalks, sidewalks, public playgrounds, and recreational areas, and municipal properties along the bayfront excluding streets. So, that's just motorized bicycles, but I think we should include like skateboards, whatever word terminology you want to use, personally, myself, yeah.
So you want to take it back to safety committee?
Yeah, I was gonna say, which committee is the one looking at it then?
Yeah, what,
I would say public safety.
Public safety, that's what I
public
think.
safety, yeah.
So put skateboards, motorized bikes, scooters,
Like anything.
and the like, all,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's where Bayhead.
Skateboards are
Not
scooters.
Yeah, like motorized.
Kinds of like
Yeah.
scooters.
Well, they even said scooter that's not even, motorized.
Yeah,
Pushed by 1 foot, I think it said,
I
right?
did.
But I didn't see skateboards, and I
wasn't
keep
in-
calling them skateboards,
I know some of those
Yeah.
one-wheel things.
the one wheel and some of
They're
them.
common in the morning on the boardwalk.
What's that?
They are common in the morning.
Oh, hands down, yeah,
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going up and down.
yeah.
So are bicycles.
Sure, these are motorized.
No, he's talking about non-motorized
Oh, no.
scooters. I agree with the
Yeah.
motorized, but I'm saying the bicycles are allowed up there, so I think you need to consider what's allowed for the bikes between
Right.
those early morning hours, and the same thing would probably be. I
Right.
mean, I don't see a lot of skateboarders per se. It's kind of a
Yeah.
bumpy ride,
Well,
unless you want to do the
Phase
ramps.
3 is done.
But as
Yeah.
we keep repairing that,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
more inviting, I should say, for them to do it, yeah.
Okay, but there's an enforcement component too, that's why I think it's good that the whole public safety committee.
And is
Yes.
the intent, and I don't know, Steve, if this is for you, that maybe the mayor was referencing, but wasn't the state supposed to do something that I think has been delayed till at least next year to make it required that the e-bikes have an actual driver's license? So the language.
License,
where it's 15
registration, and insurance.
Right, so the language here about 15 and 16-year-olds then wouldn't apply because they in theory shouldn't be on them in the first place.
No, you,
Yeah.
at 15, you can get an electronic bike
Oh, you
license.
can get the
Yes.
electronic bike.
At 15, electronic bike license, insurance,
Ah,
and it has to be
okay,
insured and
registered.
registered. The insurance is with regard to a little higher speed of electric bike.
Right.
Oh,
But,
okay.
but And they have to be registered with the Motor Vehicle Commission. I think as the
So-
mayor
I
said, the
think-
problem's been is
Yeah.
they can't, it's hard to roll it out because they haven't caught up.
It's the
with
Motor
getting them
Vehicle
registered.
Commission has been the problem. I think
Correct.
that, you're right, that's why it got delayed.
So would you want this to be timed for when that was like in effect, so you're not doing it prior to, or you, what's what I'm saying, you wouldn't be effective until that was, I don't know how that works.
Or you.
But you don't have something that can't be implemented,
Or you
people would be able
amend,
to
or you
do
amend
it.
the ordinance for that addition.
Yeah, when available by DMV or
If something
MVC
changes,
or whatever
yeah.
they're called, okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to do it, sure.
So maybe just have public safety look at it and put in that extra verbiage, look at the research when the effective date of the statewide issues or
Yeah.
substance of their regulations are going to be in effect.
Yep. Very good, very good.
That was the work session. Anyone else have work session items?
Not for me to.
Not for me, that was,
Sue, I'll just, on behalf of the rec committee, although I'm not in charge of the rec committee, just the status, because it had come up in previous council meetings when we were asked to approve some of the potential future uses of the elementary school, and we had kind of pushed it aside for a little while so that we could meet and talk about use of facility fees. So we had an initial meeting on that. We're going to go back and look at everything. I think we still have time because we didn't have access to really be approving those in the school yet anyway. But we are taking a look at all of the use of facility fees to ensure that they make sense in today's environment where, you know, maybe in the past it made sense it was only $20 for something, but people are now using it 10, 15 times as a series of events for $25,
Right.
where you couldn't do that anywhere else. And I think it costs us more than that to accommodate those requests between, you know, heat, electric, cleaning, et cetera, after these. So we're looking at all of those, and hopefully we'll have that soon.
Can you set the fees differently for residents and non-residents? Because I know we got that one proposal from Uncle Levy.
That's a tricky question.
that's a Steve question.
The title work just came in.
We had
Talking about something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. The answer is that I don't know, Jerry. I think we talked about it. We did talk about potentially, you know, prioritizing. If there were a conflict in dates, we would give priority to the local Seaside Park group versus the example I think was the Lafayette.
Marina
They're
residents.
working with the title company. You see what that means.
Nice.
Yeah,
It might come
I
up.
mean, beach badges. You
Yeah, I mean, you can't charge
You can't
differently.
charge residents 10 and outside residents 20.
Right.
That's, I know that's
Yeah.
not,
The only thing that we did look at is if it was
Oh,
a,
we're paying them tonight. The title. I don't know.
if it was a for-profit versus just a community group. So if it's a community group doing it, you don't want to necessarily charge them more, but if it's somebody who's making money off the use of that, they're charging a fee to the people who attend their events, then it makes sense for
It's
us.
worth it.
So that's in progress, just wanted to give status on that.
And on the beachfront, Karen and Joe, Gene and I, we were emailing back and forth. I believe the mayor, you were in the loop too. You know, lifeguards and badge checkers are having a difficult time finding help for, you know, the next week.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Or
it's
the following-
September, it's Tuesday the 1st
Yeah.
through Friday the 4th.
Yeah,
We still
so,
have staff.
Yeah.
the weekdays.
Labor Days
School went back to school early this year, going back before
before
Labor
Labor
Day.
Day, so. we're gonna have
So
some-
teachers go back, students go back, and we have a lot of teachers and students.
Pretty much all.
Staff, quite, almost all.
Pretty much everybody.
So they're just gonna be open, but
Yeah.
they just won't be guarded.
No guard.
And they will be free. It's exactly what we do in the preseason between
Right.
Memorial Day and that third Saturday in June, where we're open on weekends and we're not open during the week. It's really
Right.
just the same thing for these 4 days.
And Eric will put up the, like, no swimming, right, unguarded.
He is still out right now,
Okay.
death of his father, so I'm.
His father passed?
Yeah, yeah, passed away.
So I'm not gonna trouble
Yeah,
him with
yeah,
that. So
It may
and plus,
not, it
Labor
may not
weekend,
say no
and
swimming.
There will be lifeguards,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's.
yeah.
Depends on for the JIF's recommendation. They'll
Right.
say no
There's no lifeguard on
On
duty.
duty.
No lifeguards on
Yeah,
duty.
whatever they say, we'll put up.
That's what our signs say anyway, that if they
Yeah.
put up when there's an unguarded beach, no lifeguard on duty.
That's what it should say.
Do we know what Midway is doing? Has anyone talked to him?
I don't know.
I know a lot of them individually. They're all teachers too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Years ago, as one of our residents aptly pointed out, I think at the last meeting, I don't know if it was a formal agreement, but it was definitely an agreement with all the schools, if at all possible, wait until the Tuesday after Labor Day to start up their calendar, just for this reason, so that all the lifeguards that were teachers and coaches, and they were still available to man the beaches or women the beaches, whatever, be on the beaches and operate. And it's unfortunate, this is a late Labor Day, and that if there was such an agreement, it's not being followed now, as the schools are all opening.
Yeah.
I don't think, is anybody after on that Tuesday? They're all, no.
I mean, you need to get a certain, there's 180 days you gotta get in, so kind of difficult when Labor Day.
They could have had some in June.
They could have found them.
Take away that teacher conference in November, those 5 days.
That I agree with. We don't have a week off, I agree with that.
Anything else at the work session? If not, we'll go into the audience if there are any public comments on work session items, if anyone has them, if they could give their name and address into the record. Tom?
Tom Joseph, 704 South Bayview. On this e-bike thing, I ride my trike around town quite a bit, and I get a chance to see a lot of these guys out on e-bikes. And there's a very consistent theme. They do every single thing wrong that bicyclists do. They ride on the wrong side of the road. They ride on the sidewalks, and they're adults. And it makes absolutely no sense to me. Riding on the wrong side of the road is incredibly stupid. In fact, it's downright Darwinian. So I've got this request, because the bottom line is they do everything wrong that bicyclists do wrong, and they do it at 2 to 3 times the velocity. So rather than waiting for Darwin to take over, I'm wondering, can we encourage our friends in the constabulary to get out there and write some tickets? Because I see it all the time. How many tickets have we written to an e-bike rider this summer?
E-bike rider? I'd have to look, but I don't think that.
Exactly. And they do it all the time. I mean, when you see a guy going 20 miles an hour down the sidewalk on Ocean Avenue, you got to ask yourself, and I mean on the residential side of Ocean Avenue, that's incredibly dangerous. Anyway, so I'd like to see the rules in place. They need to make sense. They should be required to wear a helmet. I mean, I think we have motorcycle requirements for helmets, don't we? Mm-hmm. It's a motorcycle. And the second thing is, we need them enforced, seriously enforced, especially during the summer. Anyway, that's my opinion. I mean, the bicyclists are crazy, and they do the same things, but at least they're going slowly, and I've only almost hit 1 or 2 of them when I was driving my car, because they weren't where anybody should expect them to be. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. You back out of our diagonal spaces, and you look behind you, because that's the way bicyclists will be coming along. The guy that's coming towards you on the wrong side of the road, you're not going to see him. Anyway, that's my point. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other public comments?
Thank you.
Bobby?
Bobby Brain, 119 Surf Drive. Now for a completely different perspective on e-bikes. I agree 100% enforcement is the issue and also the solution. The state gave our police departments now a tool, because you have to have a license, either a New Jersey driver's license, or if you're not eligible for one because you're too young, an e-bike license. And you're subject to the same motor vehicle rules and regulations as any other motor vehicle. Quite honestly, bicycles are subject to that as well. Bicycles are supposed to be riding right on the correct side of the road in the right direction, observing stop signs and all of those things as well. E-bikes are a very popular form of transportation, not only with the young people who seem to be able to modify them to go whatever speed they want, but also for elderly people that have mobility issues who can't ride a bicycle as well as they used to. They find an e-bike a much easier way to enjoy themselves. So I would ask you to kind of keep that in mind, and that the statute does require all e-bike riders now wear a helmet. It's not something you have to worry about making a local regulation for. My wife and I registered our bikes. We have 2 moped stickers. I don't know why it says moped on the front forks of our bicycles. I have a registration that looks like the registration for my motor vehicle, and I have a copy of my insurance policy, because I get an insurance card as well with inside the bag on my bike. I think there's an opportunity to maybe, for the state, in conjunction with all the communities, to do some education about the proper and safe way to ride bicycles and e-bikes as well. I would ask you to explore the possibility of, outside of the busy summer months, allowing e-bikes being driven on the boardwalk at certain times of day, so that people who want to enjoy themselves without driving like a nut or driving irresponsibly can do so. And I know the police department doesn't need to have any other responsibilities than they already have to, but don't penalize the people that own an e-bike, penalize the people that don't drive or ride an e-bike responsibly. We've got cars that can go 120 miles an hour. We're not talking about getting rid of cars because people drive them unsafely. We enforce the regulations that are in place that require them to drive safely. So please consider that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Any other public comment, Mike?
I'm Spadafino, 15 9th Avenue. Now, what you were talking about with these e-bikes, is there a difference between what our local regulations are looking to be, and where is the state regulations different? I mean, you guys have papers in front of you, and so I'm a little confused about where you stand compared to the state.
We don't have any papers on the state.
We don't have any paper on the state, but Mike, right in front of me, the ordinance for our motorized bicycles was adopted May 27th of 1976. So, okay, so I think
There was e-bikes back then?
that might be your answer, okay? I mean, I was graduating college then, okay? It's 50 years. So, we need to clean the whole thing up and add, so that's our intent to do that.
All right,
So,
so, you know, like I said, you guys have the papers, and I was sitting there saying, I'm not getting the whole picture here.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
In July, the state statute was amended under Title 39, and it expressly talks about the speed, registration, insurance, helmets, all of that stuff is in our state statute. So there's not much we're going to have to do under a local ordinance,
Right,
because
right.
it's under state statute now, which is enforceable as pointed out through the police department.
Mhm.
And it was effective, I think, July of '26. The statute is in effect right now.
Ah, good, okay, now I understand better.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a hell of a job to do.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a challenge, I know it
The
is.
State Chiefs Association has been trying to educate us, and a lot of it is based on the speed of the bike, the speed capabilities. I know the cutoff is the 20 mile an hour,
Right,
and the 25 mile an hour. So that's what the state stuff is. It's based on the registration of it, the insurance of it, the
Very good.
speed. Where they're allowed to be, that would be more of the local ordinances.
Mhm.
The state, though, is purely the speeds, the helmets, the registering. If it's 25, if it's over 28, it's considered actually more of a motorcycle. So that's what the change is for the state.
good.
It's really just putting them in categories of, if it's this speed, it's this, if it's this speed, it's this. And they have to be registered, and that's where we have to build up our knowledge, because the registration are gonna be on the forks of the bikes, they're gonna be very hard to see. I think that's where the state and law enforcement have to learn.
Now, are you gonna have to try to clock the speeds of these cars? I mean, you have the other criteria that you can,
That's the other problem,
decide
is,
to do it.
to be honest, you can pick up a speed on our radar if there's no other vehicles around. It's such a small entity, so if it's by itself on a roadway, our radar will pick it up. If there's another car, it's gonna go to the bigger entity, the car, and you won't be able to get the speed of the vehicle.
Okay. I have one other thing. I was just wondering if we have a limit of the number of lifeguards we're gonna have available. A suggestion, we that we still have the flag system of red, yellow, and green be up at all the beaches anyway. If you're, I would suspect that you're probably going to do that, but if not, I suggest that you do. Thank you.
Any other public comments on work session items? Yes, Chuck? Doesn't have a silver line.
Chuck Appleby, 215 10th Avenue. Regarding the Desert Palm Inn, a wonderful place up there, since we went up $49,000, I guess, in the cost of doing demo, I don't think we sent him a check yet for purchasing the Desert Palm. Can we deduct that and have him try to get us the money, get the money from us somehow? But the delay was totally because of his cost. He created the cost to the delay, and this is a delay cost, I assume.
Must want to get 2.5 more years.
Then it'll be like 500 grand.
We'll probably be taking this for it.
And legal fees and the
Yeah.
price of the place that we have.
Yeah, that'd be a good deal.
This is the Desert Palm. This is
Talking
for the
about apples and
demo.
oranges, he wants us to make Desert Palm pay the 49,000. It's not just.
Any other public comments on work session items? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close the work session, take a brief minute or two, and then begin the regular meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Connor, second by Councilmember Rotunda. Roll call.
Councilmember Connor?
Yes.
Councilmember Rotunda?
Yes.
Councilmember Condos?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraft?
Yes.
Councilmember Toth?
Yes.
Council President Wilk?
Yes.
Motion approved.